Hello, Encore program staff. Cal, Judy, Diane. This is Jason Stone at OSU OKC, and I am coming to you today live from my office. It is my hope in this short video to put together a brief kind of overview of what the class or the actual course that we've been designing here at OSU OKC looks like. The view that you're seeing here on the screen right now is our Encore classroom for session 1. As you can see, we have a variety of different learning objects present. This is the welcome video, which each of the program participants click on to start their training. I have some contact information for myself and for the help desk. In addition to that, I also have the buttons up here where they can actually kind of interact with the course. We have, of course, the Encore videos, which I sent you a copy of in the last quarterly report. We have a grade book. We have a class list where we can access all of the Encore participants. And here we see that actually several of them are online and are participating in the training right now. We have at least 4 program participants that are logged in right now. In addition to that, we also have some quizzes that have been set up. We have a quiz for Unit 4, Unit 9, and Unit 11. Those quizzes are learning objects that have been designed to allow the students or the program participants to demonstrate mastery. We also have some drop boxes set up for individuals. And we have some discussion forums where individuals are allowed to kind of sound off and participate on things that they've noticed and interact with their classmates in a robust discussion thread. So those are some of the different facets of some of the learning objects and training objects that we produced. Thought I'd get into a little bit more detail about some of the things that we've produced since the second quarter. Since the second quarter, we've produced an orientation video, a course overview, a week-to-week calendar, and some learning objectives. Most of these I will include as an attachment in 2 or 3 emails that will follow the email with the report in it. In addition to that, I've produced these 4 Desire to Learn training videos showing our program participants how to upload an essay to the Dropbox, how to take a quiz in D2L, how to create a discussion post, how to interact with D2L, and some of those are Stillwater specific kind of Desire to Learn training help. We also have some directions for the on-site participants into how they, or for the online participants into how they are to get on-site and how they can come to OSU OKC and how they can access the on-site training. For each one of these units that we've produced after Unit 2, we've produced a document called Learning Objectives / Action Items. And that document, quite simply, just articulates what it is that the program participants are supposed to accomplish during the next week of instruction. And it goes into a great deal of detail about what they should know or what they should have a better understanding of at the conclusion of the unit. And then it details out action items. These are things that that the program participants are to do before they proceed on to the next unit of instruction. So we have one of those documents that kind of serves as an organizational document for each of the different units. Then we have our video. And for the most part, the training that we've designed proceeds in that order. We have a document that tells you what you ought to learn and what you ought to do. Then we have a video to stimulate your understanding of that particular objective or that particular unit. And then some of the units include things like further reading or links to action items that they're to engage in. This particular unit was about the demographics of developmental learners, and it included a lot of stuff that they were supposed to go and explore afterwards. They had an opportunity to create a D2L profile, And then, of course, they engaged in a discussion board where all of them participated in a discussion of the demographics of developmental learners. So each one of our learning modules proceeds in a similar fashion. For Unit 3, we had Teaching Student Success. We have 4 different online inventories of learning styles and learning strategies. In addition to that, we also, of course, had the learning objectives and action items, and then a video with our developmental studies department head, Professor Jennifer Pointer. So each one of the units is organized in that familiar way. You have a document, you have a video, then you have some further exploration, most of which happens online, and then you have an opportunity to apply skills and an opportunity to demonstrate that the participants have indeed accessed that instruction. And we have one of those for each of the remaining modules. As you see here, we have modules for dealing with difficult students. Very proud of that particular module. That particular module was put together. The video for that module was done by Dr. Alan Alday, who is a Fulbright scholar who came down to us from OSU Stillwater and shared some of his thoughts about preventing disruptive students and how to deal with a disruptive student if you should happen to encounter one. In addition to that, we have a robust discussion of ascending versus descending reinforcement in classroom management and dealing with specific difficult behaviors. In the next unit, we have writing a syllabus. This was a screen grab video which was accomplished during this quarter. That's a screen grab video that I put together to share some important information with our program participants about how to write a syllabus. Once again, the familiar kind of learning objectives slash action items document, all of which will be attached to an email that will follow this email. So we have learning objectives, then we have action items, and they have an opportunity, the program participants have an opportunity to participate in an action item that deals with writing a syllabus. The next unit is grading gradebooks. Here we're talked to by the coordinator for assessment and a business information technology faculty member, Mrs. Pat Reeves, or Miss Pat Reeves, and she did a great job explaining grading rubrics and keeping an online digitized gradebook. So it proceeds through there. We have instruction about academic support offices, about the Family Educational Rights Privacy Act, about email fundamentals, about departmental organizational structures, and about communicating visually in the classroom. Each of these different modules included an opportunity for the students to explore being a better instructor and specifically exploring how to teach developmental studies to developmental students. This is the content area of the online classroom, and as you can tell, we've added a significant amount of content to the grant here during the third quarter. We've had a very busy time of designing curriculum and answering program participant questions about interfacing with technology. Many lessons have been learned, and we're very proud of the training that we've produced. Many of the individuals that we've interacted with regard to the training that we've produced have said things like I've been teaching for 20 years. This is great instruction. I really wish that someone would have shared all this with me 20 years ago. I've had individuals say, wow, I really feel like I'm in a good spot to begin teaching developmental studies. Lots of informal kind of anecdotal feedback to that regard. We are planning a more formal assessment of those program participants through SurveyMonkey, and we will be sharing the results of their feedback in the fourth quarter report. Thank you very much for attending to this short video. If you have any questions, as always, you have my contact information, and I'd be happy to answer those for you. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day.